What's up, everybody? It's Jordan, and welcome to the Sports Dude Hunt Show. This video, I'm live on YouTube like every single video I do, and today is April 21st, 2021. I'm continuing my series of doing a 7-round mock draft for each NFL team. I just got finished doing one of the New York Giants, so make sure to go check that out. So the next team is the San Francisco 49ers. I know the San Francisco 49ers have the third pick overall, but their original pick was the 12th pick, and I'm doing these picks by their original picks. Something to look into before we do this mock draft is I do these mock drafts from ProFootballNetwork.com and their mock draft simulator, so I cannot determine what players may fall or reach or anything like that. So we'll go ahead and get started here with the San Francisco 49ers post-free agency 7-round mock draft. So they traded to get the third overall pick in the draft, and I think this third overall pick in the draft will be Ohio State quarterback Justin Fields. I know lots of people think it may be Matt Jones. To me, I do not understand that pick at all. If this pick is Matt Jones, I really think this is going to be one of the worst trades in NFL history once it's all said and done. Realistically, I do think it's going to be Fields or Trey Lance. I think Lance or Fields, either one of those picks will be, I would give that an A+ pick. I like them a lot. They're very comparable. I like Lance just a tad bit more than Fields. But I think Fields maybe end up being the quarterback, because, for a long time it was Lawrence and Fields, the top two. Zach Wilson came pretty much out of nowhere this past season, kind of jumped Justin Fields' spot. I really think it may be. I think it'll end up Fields. Maybe he'll, Garoppolo may start a little bit, and then they may trade Fields. Or in a scenario, if they take Lance, I would not be surprised if Garoppolo would just start about half the year or so, and then Lance will start. Because I think Justin Fields is a little bit more pro-ready than Trey Lance. So I can kind of see a scenario that would be the reason they would take Lance. But overall, I think it may be Justin Fields at number 3. For the second round pick, I had them taking Florida State cornerback Asante Samuel Jr. They can really use a corner. Their top 2 needs are quarterbacks and corner. They lost Richard Sherman into free agency. He's not officially signed anywhere, but it's very unlikely he will re-sign with San Francisco. Asante Samuel Jr. here is an A+ pick. I'm not sure if he'll be here, though, but if he is, that's phenomenal. That's definitely going to be the best corner available. He's going up some draft boards, so who knows? But getting this is definitely probably best player available, and that's your top need because you just attach your quarterback position in round 1. Anytime you get best player available and your top need, that's always great. So it's going to round 3 here. I have them taking Miami Florida edge rusher Quincy Roche. I like this pick quite a bit. They can use some more depth at edge rusher. I know they have Bosa, but aside from him, they didn't really have anybody great. Quincy Roche, Peyton Turner, Patrick Jones, some of the guys, to me, this 102nd pick overall. I think any of those picks would be great here. I really think they can use another edge rusher because this edge rushing class is just so talented. I would not be surprised if just about every single team picked up an edge rusher because this edge rushing class is very comparable to last year's wide receiver class. And getting Roche here in round 3, I think is a great pick for San Francisco. With their 4th round pick, they stay in the defensive line and they get Pittsburgh defensive tackle Jaylen Twalman. I think this is a phenomenal pick here. You look at Jaylen Twalman. He's been compared to Geno Atkins and Aaron Donald. Anytime you compare to those two type of guys, you have to be extremely good. Very similar to them in measurables and size. His playing style is very comparable. I would not be surprised at all. You look at late round guys. I would not be surprised at all. Jaylen Twalman is one of those guys who's going to have a really, really nice career, who's one of the later round guys. I think this year, for the 49ers in the 4th, would be phenomenal. In the 5th round, this may be a little bit of a surprise, but I actually had them taking a tight end in the 5th round. I had them taking Quentin Morris, the tight end from Bowling Green University. I like Quentin Morris quite a bit, and I think they can use some help beside George Kittle. George Kittle is arguably the best tight end in the NFL. Well, he's been injured some of the past couple years. Quentin Morris, to me, is a very intriguing tight end. Had a phenomenal time during the Senior Bowl. My favorite tight end in the later rounds. He's going up some draft boards some, but I'm getting him here in the 5th. I actually think it's a nice pick for San Francisco. This might be a little bit of a reach, like I said, but I actually like it quite a bit. Something to look at, they actually have 3 fifth-round picks. So with their second fifth-round pick, I have them taking California corner Cameron Bynum. I did have them taking a corner earlier in Asante Samuel Jr., but a corner is their biggest need aside from quarterback, so why not have them taking another corner? If you watch Bynum's games, he's very underrated. If you watch Stanford's game, watch Mills, their quarterback, you'll notice Cameron Bynum quite a bit in the secondary, getting some deflected passes. So I like this pick quite a bit here for San Francisco. So with their third fifth-round pick, I have them taking San Diego State safety Tariq Thompson. To me, I really think they can use some more depth at safety. I think Tariq Thompson would be a great pick here. Of Jacoby Stevens from LSU, if he's here, either one of those picks to me would be phenomenal. But I really think they can use maybe an extra safety for more depth purposes. So as we go to round 6, I actually had them taking another edge rusher. I know in round 3, I had them take Miami, Florida edge rusher Quincy Roche. But in their 6th-round pick, I have them taking Coastal Carolina edge rusher Teron Jackson. Like I said, I know I already had them taking one, but it's one of those scenarios where you're already pretty good at that position, but it's one of those players that's just too good to pass up here. I really think that's like Teron Jackson. I really do not think Teron Jackson should be here with the 194th pick overall. But with his level of competition playing at Coastal Carolina, it's just kind of looking at where he might go. But I think that's a phenomenal pick for the 49ers. You're not taking a team need here. You're taking best play available. And that's what kind of teams should do in the 5th, 6th, and 7th rounds. Because, 5th, 6th, and 7th round players aren't guaranteed to make the team. But if you get best play available, they're a lot more likely to make the team than you're getting a team need in the later rounds. So Teron Jackson, I really, really like that pick there in the 6th. And with their last pick in the draft, they actually have one 7th-round pick. I have them taking Notre Dame quarterback Ian Book. Obviously them taking Fields at 3. He's going to be their future starter. And it will not be too long until Jimmy Garoppolo is either cut or traded. But I really like Ian Book. I think he could be a nice backup quarterback in the league. I don't think he'll ever be a really nice starter. But, if he has to go in there, start a game, win a game or two, I think he's more than capable of that. Kind of similar with San Francisco and Nick Mullins. But I really like the Ian Book here pick in round 7. So that was kind of the San Francisco 49ers post-free NC summer mock draft. I'll go with these picks here one more time. In the 1st round, Justin Fields. In the 2nd, Asante Samuel Jr., the corner from Florida State. In the 3rd, Quincy Roche. In the 4th round, they take Pittsburgh defensive tackle Jaylen Twalman. In the 5th, Quentin Morris. Also in the 5th, Cameron Bynum, the cornerback from California. With their 3rd 5th-round pick, they take San Diego State safety Tariq Thompson. For their 6th-round pick, they take Teron Jackson, the edge rusher from Coastal Carolina. In the 7th round, they take Notre Dame quarterback Ian Book. Thank you all so much for listening. If you like this video and subscribe to the channel, I really, really appreciate it. And I will see you next time on the Sports Dude Hunt Show.